Ivo is relatively inconsequential, but Franlin may change that. He's expected to take a full command of his own soon.
Well, let me fight this Franlin Ivo.
Very good. This is a glory.
Alright, let's not fucking lose, okay?
Fought under the watchful eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar for the honor of House Aeducan. It is down to just 2 warriors with backbones of stone and wills of iron. They have defeated all others this day. Lord Aeducan will fight Franlin Ivo, second son of Lord Ivo.
Hey, second son.
You fight well. I wish you glory today and glory tomorrow.
May you be a stone.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. The victor is champion. Fight!
God, I hope I don't lose. I got potions, so.
It has begun. No quarter!
Uh-oh. This electricity damage is what's gonna help me. Ting! Whiff. Whiff. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, I'm stunned.
Drive them back!
Oh, he crit me.
Taste steel!
I might have to use a potion. Come on. Fucking whiff mother. How much health do I actually have? 28? Okay, I might have to use a potion. Cheater! I want to win, though. I'm so... What? Bro! God damn it. I had to use 2 potions for that fight.
The winner is Lord Aeducan.
I cheated, maybe. Maybe I cheated a bit. I never said I couldn't use potions. Proving, you've been declared the champion of your own provings. Orzammar will not forget your showing for a long time to come. No, they will not.
Congratulations. Franlin Ivo is as fierce a competitor as I've ever seen.
You're not lying there.
He vanquished every warrior of note in today's proving. The ceremonial helm, commissioned by your father for today's winner, is yours.
Ooh, man. I don't see it as a slight if I send it to Franlin Ivo, do I? I wouldn't. Maybe he would, though. I'm gonna say, send it to Franlin Ivo. He fought bravely.
The people will remember your honor and generosity for all time.
I'm such a nice guy. I'm such a nice guy. It's not gonna get me anywhere, but that's okay. Yo, I need to level up. All right, Royal Escort, let's go, baby.
My lord.
Hi. I'm ready to leave.
Your wish is our command.
All right, let's go back to the... I'm not gonna sell anything quite yet. Let's go back to my house, to the feast. Hey Andy, are you still here? And if you are we doing D&D at 2 today? Or when are we doing it? Okay. Save it.
Look, the Grey Wardens are here. The raid tomorrow must be more than a standard mission. The wardens only go where the Darkspawn are the greatest threat.
I want to go over here.
My lord, might I bother?
Yeah, you can. Hang on. You know what? I'll talk to you just in case. Yeah, you can talk to me.
Many thanks for your willingness to hear me out, my lord. I wish to speak to you of a matter most urgent.
Of course, Lord Dace.
There is a vote coming before the Assembly next week. And a word from you could go a long way towards helping our cause.
What cause?
The vote concerns the status of the so-called surface caste. Lost to the stone, air-touched, and so forth. Centuries ago, narrow-minded men declared that any dwarf who left to live on the surface forfeited his caste, and his house if noble. That he was, in essence, no longer a dwarf. I seek only to remedy an injustice, to retie the bonds of anyone who can trace himself to one of the noble houses wherever he may live. Please, agree to speak for this noble cause.
Of course, it's the right thing to do.
When your father presents you to the noble houses, I will ask for your opinion on the matter. You have merely to say that you feel our surface brothers should be returned their noble rights. What could be more simple?
Hail fucking you. Wait, what? Lord Dace has asked you to show your support for his cause in front of the gathered nobles. He wants Orzammar to accept the surface caste into the houses they once belonged to. Yeah, I agree with that. The caste. Visitors to Orzammar should keep in mind that the hierarchies of Dwarven society are much more complex than our own. It is easy to gravely insult a man simply by mistaking his position. Since this can lead to unnecessary loss of life and limbs, I will attempt to mitigate the danger for my fellow travelers. The society of Orzammar is divided into nobles, warriors, smiths, artisans, miners, merchants, and servants. Now, you are undoubtedly saying to yourself, we have all those divisions among our own people. This is a dangerous misconception. Certainly, we do have nobility, artisans, merchants, and these positions are largely inherited from our parents. However, the younger children of noblemen often choose to become artisans or soldiers. The sons of merchants may join the army or become servants or apprentice themselves to a craftsman. This is all freely chosen, limited perhaps by the circumstances of birth, but still chosen. What is a matter of choice for human folk is dictated entirely by birth for dwarves. No one may become a smith who was not born into the smith caste parents. A servant who marries a noblewoman will forever be a noble himself. And although his daughters would be nobles, his sons would be servants, for daughters inherit the caste of their mother, while sons inherit the caste of their father. Interesting. The Proving. Valos Atrodem, in the 23rd year of the reign of King Ragnan Iduken, an old man of the servant caste was accused of stealing a sapphire ring from his employer, Lord Dace. The servant was stripped of his position, he and his family thrown to the streets, and soon after the servant died. The son of the disgraced servant challenged Lord Dace to a proving, declaring that his father had been the victim of cruel injustice, and the ancestors would bear him witness. Lord Dace had no choice but to accept. On the sacred stone of the proving ground, the noble man faced the servant boy. Lord Dace carried a sword crafted for his own hand and was clad in his great-grandfather's armor. The servant boy had neither armor nor weapon. When the battle began, the boy fought like a whole pack of angry deepstalkers, flinging himself upon the startled lord, wrenching the sword from his hand and prying at his armor with bare fingers. The boy knocked Lord Dace to the ground and beat him until the lord begged for mercy. Oh, that's the guy I just talked to, Lord Dace. Well, I don't think it's the same Lord Dace, but it's the same family. The boy and his family were reinstated to their place in the Dace household, and the virtue of the boy's father was not questioned again. The ancestors had spoken, and no one would question their word. Damn, dude, he fucked them up! Yo, I wanna go over here. Hang on. I'm gonna go look, search. I'll be right there. Don't worry. Ooh, Orzammar History, Chapter 2. We were losing the war against the Darkspawn slowly, a few men at a time, but losing all the same. The warrior caste was dwindling with each generation as more able-bodied men perished in their prime without fathering sons. With each generation, more of the Deep Road had to be sealed, more Thaigs lost forever. The kings of Orzammar watched and wondered how long it would be until nothing remained of our people but the memories. And then Paragon Caridin arose from the Smith caste with a new weapon, golems. Giant soldiers of living stone and metal, each one was an army. With the Paragon's golems, we began to retake the lands we had lost. For a while, there was hope that victory, final victory, was coming. At the height of the war, Paragon Kieran disappeared, and with him the means to make golems. Several forays were made in the deep roads to search for the Paragon, but nothing was ever found. Over time, the golems we had were damaged beyond repair, and we began our slide once again toward extinction. What's up? It's me. I'm just gonna loot this barrel. No, another shortbow just chilling in a barrel in the kitchen.
Your Highness, what a surprise. I apologize if we are in your way.
No, you weren't. Don't worry. Fuck. Why is this shit always locked? This is bullshit. Damn it.
Very well.
Fuck, man. Everything's just always locked. Why do they lock everything
I am
here?
at your service.
This is some bullshit. Alright, I will be right back though. Take a little, I'm gonna go get a little drink and, yeah, I'll be right back. Sit tight. Sit tight. Oh, standing up. Oh, God. Sit tight, motherfuckers. Sit tight, motherfuckers. All right. Takes a break, tours into streaming. Bruh, it's called stretching, okay? It's called... Actually, a lot of people do. And it's not like it's a fucking 10-minute break. It's like it's a 3-minute. Because, you know, sometimes duty calls. Duty calls. Alright. Talk to fucking this. Let's talk to her.
Fool.
What? The fuck did you just say to me, bitch?
Your mother would melt the stone if she knew what you just did.
What do you mean? Excuse me?
Lord Dace is playing you false. Go ahead, be his puppet. Your first command will be marked by every major house turning their back on you.
If you have something to say, do so.
If you are to play in the games of the Assembly, make sure you know the motivations of the players. Last spring, a guild from the Merchant caste invested heavily in an expedition with a guild from the surface. Lord Dace backed the Merchant Guild, pouring a great deal of money into the venture. The expedition was a disaster.
I don't see how this relates to anything.
Lord Dace lost a great deal of money and prestige. The Surface Guild has no way to repay the investment, but it does have several leading members who are descended from noble houses. House Helmi, Bimo, Dukin.
If the surface dwellers return to their noble houses...
You begin to see the whole picture. Your house and mine would be forced to pay the Surfacers' kin debts. It would be a great victory for Lord Dace.
Standing up for the surfacers is the right thing to do.
The Surface Caste gave up their noble ties willingly, generations ago. Will you humiliate your house and your father for them?
Yes.
Do what you will, then. It's your honor that hangs in the balance.
That's right. Get out of here. I beat your fucking eldest daughter in the proving grounds. Be gone, peasant. You know she's not a peasant at all. What's up, dude?
Greetings, my lord Idukan. It is an honor to meet you at last.
The honor is mine, Warden.
I have had the opportunity to recently meet with your father. He speaks highly of you. He says you may be the most skilled warrior in all of House Idukan.
My father exaggerates.
Your humility aside, I have no doubt you will be a fighter of great renown. We need more Grey Wardens like you, and quickly. Even as the Darkspawn weaken here in Orzammar, they are stirring on the surface. A blight has begun. Soon the fight must go beyond the deep roads, lest the Darkspawn threaten all the world.
Pester the human. I did not know as much as I should about the Grey Wardens.
You know of our dedication to destroying the Darkspawn, our frontline presence during a blight. What else would you know?
Are there many of my people in the Grey Wardens?
Over the centuries, many dwarves have made names for themselves in our order. These days, however, there are fewer dwarves and thus even fewer dwarven Grey Wardens. A pity, since dwarven warriors have the most experience fighting Darkspawn.
Could I join the Grey Wardens and still stay in Orzammar?
I'm afraid not. Grey Wardens go where they're needed most. Right now, that is on the surface at the ruins of Ostagar, where the Human King gathers his armies to face the Blight.
What does joining entail?
Being a Grey Warden means abandoning all ties to your old life. It means dedicating yourself to destroying the Darkspawn.
And having a ritual called the Joining, which probably will kill you. Oh, I think you missed that part. I wish I could join you.
Truly? Then I will speak to your father after tomorrow's battle. I have my doubts he will relent, but there is always hope. Until then, good luck to you. Show the Darkspawn what your people are made of.
Fuck yeah, I will. Duncan! Duncan. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Warden sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness and prevail. Like many others, Duncan gave up his family name when he joined the ranks of the Wardens, a symbolic gesture of cutting ties. You might say this was a convenience in his case, however. His mother was from the Anarfels, his father from Tevinter. His childhood was spent in the free marches and Orlais. His people were everywhere and his homeland was nowhere. He was given the most impossible task of leading the Wardens in Ferelden, a kingdom that had thrown the Order out 200 years earlier. Facing local suspicion and hostility, he set about finding recruits. The Grey Wardens. The First Blade had already raged for 90 years. The world was in chaos. A god had risen, twisted, and corrupted. The remaining gods of Tevinter were silent, withdrawn. What writing we have recovered from those times is filled with despair. For everyone believed, from the greatest archons to the lowliest slaves, that the world was coming to an end. At Weissop Fortress in the desolate Anderfels, a meeting transpired. Soldiers of the Imperium, seasoned veterans who had known nothing their entire lifetimes except hopeless war, came together. When they left Weissop, they had renounced their oaths to the Imperium. They were soldiers no longer. They were Grey Wardens. The Wardens began an aggressive campaign against the Blight, striking back against the Darkspawn, reclaiming lands given up for lost. The Blight was far from over, but their victories brought notice, and soon they received aid from every nation in Thedas. They grew in number as well as reputation. Finally, in the year 992 of the Tevinter Imperium, upon the Silent Plains, they met the Archdemon Dumat in battle. A third of all the armies of northern Thedas were lost to the fighting, but Dumat fell and the Darkspawn fled back underground. Even that was not the end. The Imperium once revered its 7 gods: Dumat, Zazakel, Toth, Andorral, Razakale, Lusakan, and Earthamiel. 4 have risen as archdemons. The Grey Wardens have kept watch through the ages, well aware that peace is fleeting and that their war continues until the last of the dragon gods is gone. The Blights. My dear Annika, I would not worry about the assembly. Let the nobles sit together and argue over whose house owns the grandest thigh. Keeps them from panicking, which they would surely do otherwise, and prevents them from making a greater nuisance of themselves. War is the business of warriors. I would say that the enemy's strategy seems to be changing, but they never appeared to have a strategy before, beyond destroying everything in their path. For weeks, their numbers appeared to be dwindling. There was talk that perhaps we were getting close to wiping them out. We could not have been more wrong. For today, we came upon the body of their main force. I cannot give it words to it, Anika. I have never seen so much death in one place. There were Darkspawn beyond counting, and at the heart of the throng, a great beast, as tall as the palace of Orzammar, with breath of fire. A paragon of Darkspawn, perhaps, for they seemed to pay it deference. They were leaving, marching toward the mine shafts which lead to the surface, but I knew when I beheld them that once they have devoured what lies above us, they will be back. Yeah, pretty sure, yeah. Alright, cool. Let's... Wait, you want to talk again, dude? Okay.
You return. Were my instructions unclear?
I've spoken to Lady Helmi.
And what did she have to say?
She said my house would suffer from your plan.
I see. Some preposterous story, I'm sure.
Your plan would have forced my house to pay surface debts.
I suppose it could. I mean, well, it's the spirit of the law that's important, right? Our poor, disenfranchised service brothers. Well played, Your Highness. Welcome to Assembly politics. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Goodbye.
You haven't made a friend here today.
Wait. Shit, did that fuck it up? Oh, fuck. Damn it! No! I wanted... That's not what I want to do. I still want to speak... Fuck. Where did I save it to? God damn it. Shit. I don't want to do that. Fuck, now I gotta I think I went all the way over there. Yeah, sure I did.
I can't tell you how pleased I am for you. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Be well.
Alright. I guess let's talk to her.
Europe, your mother would melt the stone if she knew what you just did. Lord Dace is playing you false. Last spring, Lord Dace backed the Merchant Guild, pouring a great deal of money into this House Helmy, BMO. Your house and mine would be forced to pay. The Surface Cast gave up their noble tie. Do what you will then.
Okay, so don't go back and talk to him. Lord Helmy warned you about Lord Dace. He has many reasons for wanting you to speak out for him in front of the nobles, and not all of them are noble. That's fine. So I don't talk to him.
You return.
I'm gonna talk to him, but I'm
Were
not
my
gonna
instructions unclear?
say what I did. I've spoken to Lady Helmy.
And what did she have to say?
Nothing particularly interesting.
Well, that's good. Excuse me then.
What? Okay, so apparently I just can't talk to him at all. Okay. Apparently I just can't talk to him at all. Okay. Well then. I just want to see if I went over here. Yeah, I did. That's open. Yep. God damn it. So don't talk to him at all.
Your mother would melt the stone if she knew what you just did. Lord Dace is playing. Lord Dace backed House Helmy, BMO. Your house and the Surface Cast.
Okay. So don't talk to him. Think twice about supporting Lord Dace. Nah, I still want to support him. I don't care. I mean, I want the surface dwellers to be able to come back.
Greeting. It is an honor to meet you at last. He says you may be the most skilled. Soon the fight must go beyond the deep roads. You know of our dedication. A pity. I'm afraid not. Being a Grey Warden means abandoning all time.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Not gonna talk to him, because apparently that fucks it up. Because, like, I said nothing particularly interesting, like saying, like, no, shouldn't have anything that I cared to, but apparently that just does it. So.
My king, please reconsider. Trade contracts alone could bring great prosperity to our houses.
Will we really turn our back on our brothers and a potential fortune in cheap labor because of a political technicality?
Denial of the traditions of our people does not qualify as a political technicality. There is more to life than monetary gains, my lords BMO and Mino. The Assembly of Kal Sharok will respect the rule of Orzammar, or they will rot and die alone, surrounded by enemies.
Yes, my king.
But look, we have company to
No,
spare us through the
don't stop on
ranks.
my account.
Atrast Vala, my son. How fine you look in your great-grandfather's armor. I hear
Does
you were
look pretty
declared
cool.
champion of the Provings. I suppose you were never one to sit by when something exciting was going on. Are you ready to be presented to the heads of the noble houses?
Of course, father.
So dutiful. Very well, let us begin. Lords, ladies, grant me a moment of your time. We are here today so I may present to you my second eldest child, blessed by the stone and born of the blood that ran in the veins of the Paragon Aidukan. Who would pose a question to the prospective commander? Who seeks to know the prospect better?
I have a question. I seek to know the prospect better.
Lord Dace, head of House Dace, speak.
Lords, ladies, my question concerns the plight of our wayward kin.
Oh, here it is.
The so-called Surface Cast. What does the Commander Prospect think is the proper place for these lost souls?